married, is he? Artistic director at a public theater. I have no idea.
His wife is the artistic director here.
Oh wait, he's not gay? I'm so sorry. Wait, he's really married for real?
Our ex-wife.
I'll leave. I'll go now. Did you say his ex-wife?
Yeah.
I'm so excited for after the show when he rips up my money and throws it in the trash. Why did we hire her? She won 10 comedy competitions in Rochester and Buffalo. It's pretty prestigious. I don't know what you guys are. Don't laugh. It's serious business. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so happy that you guys. Oh wow, there's a lot of you guys here. This is amazing. This is amazing. For me? Was it for me? No. Okay. My one friend. I could hear my one friend laughing, and I was like, for me, and my friend was like, oh. She was like, I'm your only friend. She drove all the way from Syracuse, though. Wasn't that nice? Okay, and this is about me, not about her, but thank you. It's a little too much excitement for her. This is amazing that you guys are all here, though. I'm so excited. What an amazing theater this is. And I was kind of anxious earlier today. I was texting Beth, the opening comic, because she's from Auburn, and I was like, do you think there's going to be like a solid crowd tonight? And she was like, well, I think so. And then she was like, but there's also a football game happening in town. I was like, what the fuck kind of town is this? I didn't know that there was like a comedy show where they're like, look at these feminists, and then like a football game would be in like direct opposition. Like, someone would be like, what do I want to go to? Like masculinity or like women talking about their periods? Like, I don't know. And she was like, this town is like Friday Night Lights. And I was like, apparently so. Clearly it is. But I'm so happy you guys are all here. This is so amazing. I made a lot of sacrifices to be here. You know, I drove from Rochester. It was like an hour. I shaved my legs. That's really nice of you to clap for that. Thank you. I shaved them. I'm wearing high heels, which I never do. But I wanted to. I saw Wonder Woman, and now I just want to be like this all the time. So like if I run into Steve Bannon, I can just like kick him in the dick, you know? I hate you. You look like you're dying. I don't know. Doesn't he look like he's dying? But I shaved my legs. And I'll tell you why. Are you over there, Carrie?
I am.
I'm sorry about what I said before. Please don't. Okay.
I shaved my legs too.
If I shave my legs too, I have an ex-wife. We get it. Two and two together, Carrie. I love you. Love you, Carrie. Love you, Carrie. I shaved my legs, and I'll tell you guys why I shaved my legs. Because this is a weird transition, but just try to like stick with me. After college for like 5 years, I was working as a nanny because I went to school for musical theater and creative writing, which is a very lucrative field. Thank you. You did too? I want to drink this water, but hold on a sec. I want to drink this water, but I'm worried. I'm opening it and spilling everywhere, and I'm worried I'll be electrocuted on this stage. And that'll be like my claim to fame. They'll be like, Carnival Cruise Line comedian Madelein Smith set ablaze. That'd be 5 years, and the reason that I worked as a nanny for 5 years, I said I got a musical theater, and I've been doing comedy for 4 years, but at first it does not pay any money, and then when it starts to pay money, it pays you, $10. So had to have a day job, and I was very fortunate because recently I quit my day job because I hopefully will. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Comedy. We'll see how it works out. But I had my last day with these kids that I nanny, and I thought I would be happy, but surprisingly, I was very sad. Like I was really sad about it because I really loved them, and we were hugging and we were crying, and I was like, I love you guys so much. They were like, we love you too. And then the little girl started to just like rub my leg. Like very sensually, which was confusing, She was like, and then she stood up and she said, nice and hairy. And then she said, just like Daddy. I kicked her. I'm done with this job. And I didn't want to be compared to her, 40-year-old father, so I shaved my legs for the first time in a long time. But I'm married, so the nice thing about being married is you don't have to shave your body anymore because someone is contractually obligated to love you. So it's like, this is me. I really liked being a nanny. I liked being a nanny a lot. It was really fun. Does anybody here, round of applause, does anybody here have kids? Children? You guys clapped like you forgot. You're like, do we? I don't know. Should we go home? Are they alone? Like, I don't know. Either you forgot or you were sad about your choices in life. Like, I hate them so much. I think kids are really funny, but I have noticed that I don't think I want my own kids. I don't want to have. Oh, thank you. Who was that? That was my husband. It's just him like laying on a pile of money. Who was that who wooed? Someone who had no, I'm just kidding. Someone who killed their child? Who wooed? Are you embarrassed now? Oh no, it's okay. All right, you all way in the back. Do you have any kids?
No.
Okay, so that's why you wooed, right? Because you hate children. maybe. Kids are really funny, right? They're very funny. I love how they just say whatever is on their mind. I think that's a great quality. But I don't want my own. I don't want them in my house. I don't want them near my belongings. I have a lot of breakable things. I don't want them to touch. And I noticed, just in my studies, that being a mom, especially, no offense to dads, but being a mom is really hard. Because people expect a lot more from women. And if your kid is acting up and you're a mom in public, it's like, God, you're a bad mother. And if your kid is acting up in public and you're a dad, it's like, it's so sweet that he even looks at his child. What a great dad. Just like knocking cereal down.
So true.
Right? Thank you. Unrealistic expectations for women. Thank you. And I get it. It's very stressful. Even being a nanny, I felt the stress of, when your kid is being crazy in public. And I noticed that a big part of being a mom is just a lot of angry crouching. Angry crouching in Wegmans. I was in Wegmans and I saw this woman with her little kid, and she was like, Brandon, we talked about this, Brandon. She was growling. She's growling in this child's face. And I walked right by and she probably was like, oh no. So she stood up and she looked right at me. And she goes, Isn't he so sweet? He's 45 months old. I was like, bitch, your kid is 8 years old. That's, you lost your mind. The little boy that I used to nanny for, he was so funny. He was a really funny dude, and he was 2 years old. And he got really into telling me jokes, which I don't know if any of you guys with little kids have ever had the pleasure of hearing a joke from a 2-year-old. But it's amazing, because their brains are like fucked up. Their brains don't work, so nothing that they say makes sense. And he and I, just to set the scene, he was supposed to be taking a nap, so we were in like a darkened room together, which sounds weird, but I'm a woman, so statistically I was not molesting him, so it's... I'm not gonna do that on Carnival Cruise Line. I'm not gonna, hey guys, what about molestation? No, just a statistic. Everything's fine. I was laying down next to him, and it was dark, and he popped up in a very scary way, very close to me in the dark, and he said, "Hey Madelein, do you want to hear a knock-knock joke?" And I was like, I just want to be paid to spend time with you. So like, whatever, you know? And he said, "Knock, knock," and I said, "Who's there?" And then very close to my face, in the dark, he said, "Teeth." I had 911 on speed dial. I was like, "Teeth? Teeth who, little guy? Teeth who?" And he goes, well, first what he did, this makes it even weirder, he licked his finger. And he slowly rubbed it on my cheek like this. And then he whispered in my ear and he said, "Orange, you glad?" There's more. It gets even better. Wait for the true punchline. He said, "Orange, you glad? I didn't say Madeleine." I was like, this is a serial killer. Oh my god, this is the world's tiniest serial killer next to me. But he's really funny. He's really funny now. He'll be coming out later tonight to do some shit. Did anybody, now summer it's weird because summer's done, but it still feels really warm, which is it's not a joke, just an observation. Did you guys have a good summer? Did you guys do any traveling over the summer? Did anybody travel? I'm sorry, shout it out. Shout it out.
China.
What, you went to China? That's amazing. Oh, that's so cool. Damn, all right, so you're rich. Cool. That's amazing. What'd you do in China?
I played horn with my old youth orchestra, and I chaperoned creepy children.
I did that too, but just in Rochester. So that's amazing. That's so cool. Well, nobody else say anything because she has everyone beat. So she went to China. That's really cool. I did study abroad in Japan, which is not the same country, but I don't know, similar maybe. I wish that I had enough money to do international travel. I don't really make enough money to do a lot of international travel, but I wish that I did. And I did get to do some cool international travel last summer though, because my grandma got an inheritance from her friend and then very kindly decided she was gonna take my whole family to Ireland. So we went to Ireland. It was super cool. My dad's side of the family, they're all from Ireland. So it was as you can tell by my white skin, whiteness. So we went over to Ireland. It was super cool. But it was also sort of like being trapped in an eternal hell. because my whole family was there, and my dad was like, you know what, I'm gonna rent a van and drive it on the wrong side of the road. And we'll all almost die, and it'll be a great family, but it was just, like, if you want to know what the sixth layer of hell is, it's like being in a van with your family on the wrong side of the road in Ireland. Like, it was a lot of fights, a lot of fighting. But it was amazing. It was a great opportunity to go and like learn about our family history. And I want to tell you guys what we did because it's very weird. We, my dad has this like great-grandma, I believe, I don't know, don't worry about it, who came over to America from Ireland. And we knew the town that she grew up in and stuff. So my dad had this idea that we were just gonna roll into town, like unannounced, and just be like, what's up, it's us, the Smiths. Ever heard of us? Like, people would be like, oh yeah, that's not a common name. And this is the amazing thing though, is that it worked, like we did it. It was fucking crazy. We went into this town, Ballylongford, lovely place. We went there, and my dad's like distant cousin owns a pub there because that's the only job you're allowed to have in Ireland. You can own a pub or you can own a cow, and those are the only jobs in Ballylongford. So we went up to the pub, and there were all these like drunk guys outside, and my dad was like, hey! He like rolled up in this van, and he was like, hey! He was like, do you guys know where the Fanukins are? And then they were like, yeah, we're gonna give you their home address, which is a weird thing to do. Like, I feel like we're just like Americans. They were like, they're probably not killers, like, sure. So they gave us their home address, right? Which was completely insane. And then we drove to their house, and I was like, Dad, this woman, these people don't know who you are. You haven't called them. They don't know what's going on. And he was like, don't worry. He's like, I'm a descendant of Marianne Finucane. Way too confident in his like white male abilities, you know, as is common. Sorry, white men in the crowd. It's not against you. White women were also horrible, but it's nothing personal. So he walked up to the door, and this woman opened the door, and he was like, hey, I'm Andy Smith. You know, my great-grandmother was Marianne Finucane, and I know that we're related, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, well, come on in. Have some tea. And we came in and she like gave us all these presents. And she gave us tea and she gave us like a book about our family and she took us to the family homestead. It was amazing. I was like, if that had happened to me in America. Like, let's just take a minute, you know? Let's compare Europe and America. If someone came to my apartment door, who I had never met, and they were like, hey, it's me, Andy Smith. I think that my great-grandma was related to you. I would shoot that person. I would shoot that person in the face. Like, get out my property! And I don't even believe in guns. And I would be like, I'm proud to be an American. Never come back. So that story isn't really so funny as it's just like America's fucked up. Like, is what I'm trying to say. Her name was Deidre. She gave us tea. It was really nice. This summer I did a lot of traveling too, but it was for comedy, so it was not quite as exotic locales. I went on a tour. We went to some amazing places. We went to exotic lands. We went to Pittsburgh. A lot of bridges there. Pretty cool. I was with Kelsey Clare, actually, who you guys saw earlier. She and I went on a little tour this summer. And it was super fun, but I realized as Kelsey Clare and I were on tour together that we had like very different lives growing up because Kelsey Clare went to a really good school. She went to Carnegie Mellon. And I went to SUNY Fredonia. So when we were staying with our different friends, visiting our different friends, all of her friends had like good jobs and nice apartments, and all of my friends had weed. Who was that? This lady just became a cowgirl. She was like, yeah! Did you go there too? Is that where you just love weed? Okay. Me too. So I feel like the state of New York really won out in that one. And I also love weed, so if anybody wants to give me some later, you can.